Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Straight Swag, aka Worst Name 69, coming at you live with No Man's Sky. Now, I have been away from this game for a little bit, but we are on playthrough 11, and I have acquired some knowledge to impart on you guys, as I do so kindly. First of all, this is the suit upgrade. Now, everybody, if you've been following my playthroughs, you know that I've been mining. I've been trying to save up some money, but I've also been purchasing these. I mean, as you can see, there's many slots here in my exosuit, and I have been purchasing these slots as I find them. And you can see right here, this slot is $210,000. And the last one was 200,000, and the one before that was 190,000. So you can see how much money I've been spending on slots. You know, money well spent, I say. So, boom, just like that. Not a big deal in the grand scheme. But let's see where we're at here. We're at 10 million. So we got some mining to do today. On top of which, just clear up a couple of speculations I had as far as game mechanics. We are coming off of a fresh update, 1.08. Excuse me while I clear my throat. We are also halfway through our excursion for Emerald. And we've acquired a couple of new items. We can get into that as well. So, first of all, let's look at some of this stuff here. Now, actually, let's look at upgrades in general. Now you come in here. Let's see if we can find anything on this one. Probably not the best slot, anyway. Ship's full. Let's send this stuff back to the exosuit so we can hopefully take a look here. Okay. So you got your upgrade area here, and they break it down into some different areas or different sections, so you can more easily acquire what you're looking for instead of just going on the all tech and just paging through. Now my ship doesn't actually have the most amount of tech, so the real big one is the multi-tool. But essentially on the ship and for the exosuit. And for the multi-tool, what you have are these blueprints. Now, originally I suspected that whatever you had on here would disappear upon acquiring a new gun, and it made me a little bit hesitant as far as purchasing new guns or acquiring new guns, but that really isn't the case. What I was thinking, how I came to think like that was acquiring a gun with upgrades already installed on the weapon that I have not acquired yet. So I knew I was losing some upgrades, and I didn't quite understand how that was happening. I just assumed all blueprint tech would disappear, and I'd have to reacquire it, because you do find quite a few areas where you're acquiring tech or blueprints. I mean, on this particular excursion for Emerald, every place that I've stopped, I've found blueprints that I've already acquired, so I just assumed that was something that you had to reacquire, but that isn't the case. What happens is, again, if you have a weapon with pre-installed upgrades that you don't already have the blueprint for, you will lose those upgrades, but anything that you have already acquired in your slots, say like the visor, or like if you have a +3, in this case a theta beam focus, if you get rid of this weapon or you trade up to a different weapon, you will still be able to install this beam focus theta, but it does require resources like iridium or aluminum or platinum. These are the things that I want to keep on my person or on my ship at all times, but due to slot restrictions, excuse me, it's just difficult. So that's why we're maintaining our goal of 13 million to acquire a minimal, or at minimum, 34 slot ship for the slots, obviously. It's for the slots, and it's also for potential upgrades. Because those upgrades, you know, really, they boost up your ship to make you badass. And I did upgrade this recently, a deflection enhancement tower. That's because I now know that I'm not going to lose the blueprint on this ship. I'm just going to have to reinstall it on the next ship if it doesn't already come with that. So that is good information to know and hold on to. And I haven't tested it out with this stuff, but I assume why wouldn't it work the same way with the multi-tool and the ship. So we have a bit of a faster movement now. We have a stamina enhancement theta +3. That's pretty darn handy. Let's charge this up here while we're here. Our life support needs it. And this stuff here is also for upgrades. You know, it's for certain things. I haven't come across these particular items in the wild. I did acquire these through trade. So, and since I knew I've seen some upgrades that I needed these purple elements or whatever they are. I'm not sure what they are. They do say it's a substance found in many blob-like species. Now this one is a mysterious and valuable chemical resource, and this one is dark matter element, a hugely powerful, largely unknown, and entirely untested substance. So when I get the opportunity to purchase this via trade with my fellow shipmates, the Vy'keen, I will buy these. It's not that expensive considering how rich I am. Granted, you know, I have been, you know, trying to save money, but when you run across certain rare substances like this, and you know that, you know, you haven't seen them anywhere else, why not acquire them? It takes the pressure off the need to grind versus, you know, just acquiring it along the way and then being able to use it. That's how I like it, and that's how I'm going to play it. So also, like these things here, the neutrino modules, you do use these for upgrades as well, and I imagine other things that you acquire like this may come in handy for potential upgrades. But I think, or I suspect rather, that I am in a position in the game where I've halted my main game progress to upgrade my ship. So the amount of upgrades that I'm finding in general are a lot of the same. I'm hoping that that changes as I move forward in the game. But like I said, I've been mostly on my main planet. I did do a little excursion to one of my other planets when I was trying to upgrade. As I should show and tell you, I did upgrade my weapon to a 14 slot, and this gun is decked out for mining, and it is pretty badass. We've got a grenade intensity theta 3. I worked my butt off for some of these resources that I needed to upgrade this stuff. So this took quite some time to do. And you can pretty much tailor your weapon to whatever you want. I mean, if you want a war machine, or if you want a mining machine, or if you just want to demolish the planet in general with grenades, you can do whatever you want, really, according to the foundations that they have for you to utilize. But in this particular case, we are decked out for mining, and it's pretty nice. You know, I also ended up going with a range boost 3, just for shits and giggles, because you know, I do sometimes run low on plutonium, and I really sometimes you end up in scarce plutonium areas. And I did have at one point, when I first fully upgraded this weapon, a upgrade that I can't show you right now, which I wish I could. I don't know why they won't let me do that, but maybe I just don't understand it. It's unlikely. I think they just don't let you see the upgrades until you have a slot, which I think is stupid, but that's the way it is. There was a grenade upgrade that I put on here, and it was supposed to be like a homing grenade, you know. So I had my regular grenade, I had a propulsion grenade, which I upped to a +2 tau, and so I can shoot those things pretty far. And I had what was supposed to be a homing upgrade that would allow it to hone in on any life form, basically. But it was not doing that. So I got rid of it. I don't know what the problem was. I don't know if it was just like just a shitty version of that, because I didn't see it hone in on anything, or if it's a glitch. But that particular upgrade was garbage. So we ended up going with a +3 theta intensity, and even this doesn't really seem like it's doing much. So I'm not really sure if if they're having some issues with upgrades, or if it's just my perception of it. Either way, at this point, I'm not exactly interested in picking up any more of these, but I can. You know, it doesn't really matter, because now what I do, another thing to another thing to update is trade. Now, before I was saying there is a trade on planet and there was a trade on space station, and at the time I did encounter a trade that was not very good for what the going rate is for Emerald. And the going rate for Emerald, you know, I mean the total value, I mean you get 275 units per Emerald. You know, I'm gonna say it as 275 credits per unit of Emerald. That's how I'm going to say it. So I did encounter a bad trade on planet, and I assume that's just what it was going to be. But basically, trades change all the time. At least that's what I'm assuming now, or what I'm based on my encounters now. Because I have encountered trade on planet that were in fact better than trade on the space station. So you kind of got to feel it out and see what is worth, you know, the actual trade. You really need to make sure that you're not just selling it willy-nilly. You need to make sure that you see what your resource or what your item is that you're selling is what you're actually getting, if not better than what it's worth. And that's basically it. And you can let me see here. We'll get in our ship. See, like this planet here with all those red dots there. Now, I don't know if those are permanent or not. I think they may be. But with those on this particular planet, excuse me again, you can find trade. You got outpost, you got crashed ship, abandoned building, Jesus, observatory, transmission tower, trading post. So this is probably something that you're going to want to check out if you're mining on a planet. You're probably going to want to check out your on-planet trading post before you end up making the trek to the space station. Now, granted, my space station isn't too far away, and it's not that long of a trek, and it doesn't make me feel very bad if I do that. But if you can save yourself a trip and get right back into mining, it is more productive to do it that way. And like I said, the last couple of trading posts that I have encountered on planet have had some pretty decent trades. Not to mention the fact, and we're going to land here because we got a lot of stuff worth landing for. A little farther, bud. There we go. But also on the trading posts, you encounter ships, and those ships, you know, based on what your resources, your local resources are, you may want to buy resources that they carry. In particular, upgrades around here that I've been using or wanting to apply call for aluminum. Now, aluminum isn't exactly a very common resource in my area. So, not even on these planets up here, or is at least one of them. Which one is it here? I don't know if it'll show the name of the planet. No, it probably won't show it until I'm in orbit. One of these planets is rich in gold, just like this planet is rich in emerald. I mean, it lays out like these globules here, these large sources of material. So one of these planets has gold, just like I have emerald here, and the other one I think is a dead planet. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember. I haven't visited it in a while. Whether it might have aluminum or not, I don't really know, but it was nicer for me to just purchase it from the Vy'keen at the trading post. So yeah, you got to sit there for a little while. and do your trades, and you know, take a look and see what they got. And I think most of my aluminum purchases happened on this planet here. I'm just not sure if the ships coming in on this planet were carrying such materials, but we can check that out a little bit later. But in any case, you do want to make sure that you know where your materials are for your upgrading, which it's also going to keep you from getting rid of that weapon as well. Like if I came across, let's say, I mean, the way I have this gun upgraded, this is a pretty hardcore upgraded weapon. There's nothing lower than a +2. We got +4s, +3s. You know, this gun is decked out exactly how I want it. Now, if I ran across a 15 slot multi-tool, you're going to strongly consider not taking it because of all the resources that it takes to apply these upgrades. And I would strongly consider against getting a 15 slot. Now, I'd have to, like, if I ran across a 20 slot or an 18 slot, that would be a no-brainer for me. I would definitely trade in. But if it's just I'm trading in one slot for the amount of work to get it right back up to where it is right here, I would not do that. You know, and it's entirely up to you if that's something you want to do or not. But for me, that's not a fair trade. We've got our gun pretty well set up. We're doing all right. I don't need this. What am I doing? See, these things here also, these are only ever going to be ship upgrades. But again, a lot of these I already know. This was a Phase Coolant Sigma. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't really want to waste any, I mean, I could better upgrade my ship right now. But again, I don't really want to waste too many upgrades on a ship that I'm not going to be holding on to for much longer. You know, hopefully I can get up to 13 mil, 13 plus, and sit around and find the right ship. Again, here's one that I already know. So basically, the way they do it, you got your +1s, your +2s, your +3s, you got your Thetas, your Sigmas, your Taus. I did find it. This is an Omega Tech, so we do have Omega Tech in the game. This is the last letter in the Greek alphabet, so this is probably the most powerful of all tech available, I would assume. I base that on the alphabet itself, and I also base it on how frequent I have come across Omegas, and this is the only one. So I'm holding true to my Greek alphabet theory as far as Omega being the most powerful, Tau as being the second most powerful as of so far in the game. There may be something in between the two, and then Theta, then Sigma, you know, so on and so forth. From strength to weakness. So that's it hasn't really differentiated much. It hasn't changed my opinion on that. So that's a continued belief. Again, I don't know if I acquired any of that stuff or not. It looks like this is a separate building, so we're gonna go in here as well. And then there was an emerald source off in the distance. We're gonna mine the shit out of that. And then once we're full, we're going to check out the trading post and see what trades are like on planets today. Hopefully they're good, because some of the trades that I have encountered were better than what Emerald is actually worth. Again, I don't really know what the upgrade, or not the upgrade, but the, I already know that, the update did. They don't really have any description. I don't know if I have to go to a website and see what they're working on. Probably. Learning some words. Words are coming in handy. Anytime you get a chance to learn words, take that opportunity because it helps out so much. So much. Let's get this save. Oops, hit the light instead. Oh yeah, babe. So yeah, other than that, I mean, we'll probably encounter more information as we go. I feel like I just took care of a bunch of it. I have been playing steady. I have been mining. I've been trying to get that money for you guys. Trying to get that new ship so we can kind of. Once we get that new ship, we are going to. Oh shit! Why do we do this? Why? Because I'm talking. That's why. We ain't passing up this big old source of emerald. That is for darn sure. Look at that spire. That beautiful, monstrous source of emerald. We want it. I want it. Let's land. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. As is per usual, I imagine. What in the heck? This isn't looking so good. I wonder if I've been here. Or has someone else been here? Has someone been to my planet? This looks pre-mine. Kind of looks like something I would do. Big planet though. In any case, there's still a lot of stuff here, so we're gonna mine it anyway. I'm not gonna pass up all this stuff. I would have approached this a little bit differently today if it wasn't me that fucked this up before. It was only a matter of time before I run into sources like this, if I left it like this. Because I do only come back to this side of the planet. There's a whole other side of the planet that I don't even really visit or mine. Let's see if I can work my way up. Oh yeah. Oh shoot. Yeah, this one's gonna be a little tricky. Maybe I won't get all that. Something to be said about those smaller ones, that's for sure. Alright, well here's what we're gonna do. Since this planet is so rich in emerald, we're just gonna get what we can here. We're not gonna fuddy-duddy around. Been attacked by a plant of some kind. We'll just speed our way through this and then go find some more emerald sources. That's not a problem. But yeah, I was surprised to see that other planet had gold. As this planet has emerald. The only unfortunate thing about that is the harsh environment. I can't exactly just walk around the way I do on this planet. Because it wants to eat my life support. Super fast. Super fast. So again, as I've said in the past, I really feel like we've lucked out with this planet for emerald. Not to say that they're probably, I'm sure there are other planets out there with this resource as abundant as it is. I've certainly read other people having lucky encounters, just like mine. Whether or not people take advantage of it the way I take advantage of it, you know, that's up to you. Not everybody wants to grind it out like this. I feel like having a larger ship and then moving forward in the game is going to be beneficial to me because I just don't know the next time I'm going to find a planet like this. But there may be better ways to acquire money later on in the game, that is for sure. Maybe I find elements or resources that I can combine together, create alloys that are, you know, 20 times more expensive in the trade. Certainly not me because I've stuck to this planet right now, but I weigh it out in my mind. You know, is it more worth me mining now to acquire the slots I want in my ship versus traveling around willy-nilly and hoping I find these expensive resources again find a ship or just acquire them willy-nilly as in my travels. This is actually working pretty good. I didn't think I was going to be able to get all this stuff. Definitely cutting it up. Not in the best way. But I'm not going to be wasting all my fuel trying to precision hit all of those little bits up there. We're just going to do the best we can, and we're going to move on. Slow it down. Get the bigger ones. But that little piddly stuff, we're just going to leave behind. See, I definitely worked on my coolant for this weapon, so I can hold a beam much longer than I was before. And I do like that. It's tough to get used to because you're used to it burning out so fast. It's just not the case anymore. All right, I'm done here. You know, that's fine. Let's find our ship, and we're gonna go find some better sources. But you gotta weigh it out. You know, you got fuel in your weapon, you got fuel in your ship. You know, it's all about those resources and how you spend them. You know, you want time efficiency, you want productivity. It's the life of a miner, you guys. Life of a miner. So I don't really know what we got, and I'm also keeping my eyes open for exosuit upgrades because I'm going to continue upgrading that exosuit until it says stop, and it may do that. You know, I have a lot. There's a lot going on in my exosuit. Look at all them slots. Makes me happy. I'm assuming I'm going to get at least 6, 7, 8 more. I'm assuming at least 8 more. But they might call her quits after 2, who knows? But it feels like it's early in the game. Hoping for an upgrade that'll allow me to carry 500 units per slot, like my ship. That would be nice. Alright, where's the trade? We're gonna try and work our way towards trade. See if we can't find alright, there's trade. So I feel like there were a lot more trades on this planet, or I was doing my trade on a different planet, so hopefully this tag sticks around for the trading posts. Otherwise, I might have to use a bypass chip and see if I can search for other trading posts. Not really sure how to do that. I think at this point it's just been random or accidental. But we are going to move in this direction, because the closer we get to trade, the better. Sometimes if it's too far away, we have to exit orbit, or we have to go into orbit and then kind of circle around the planet a little bit and then come back down. Just going to go at a little bit more of a brisk pace, hoping that everything renders out fairly fast for me to make a decision if I'm going to land or not. Just looking for that emerald. Looking for them upgrades. You know how I do, guys. Anyway, it is Labor Day, so happy Labor Day. Hope you're not having to work. If you are, hopefully one day you find a job that allows you to have off on such a day. Or hopefully you get the lottery. Never have to work again in your life. Because who wants to do that? Let's do this. Come on, come on. There we go. Looks like we got a couple of sources here. Holy smokes. There's two down there, I don't know. I thought there was one a little bit closer. Let's get up here and take a look. Fucking Yoki-Osits, guys. The fucking Yoki-Osit. God dang it. Come on. They land you over a steep decline. You're going to fall down. You're going to get hurt every time. That's alright. That's what I got shields for. There it is. So we got this source, plus we have two more down the hill. I think we're going to stick around here for a while. I'll probably end up pulling out earlier because, I mean, look at this. It sucks to come across so much emerald on knowing you have to go to trade right away. So I have I don't really have a lot of slots. I got 3 slots. It's not a lot. What the fuck? Plants do hurt you. So keep an eye on your hurts, your surroundings when you deal with your hurts. I don't know if this thing fucked me up or not. Something did though. Life support looks good. Everything looks good. Load this up. We're keeping our eye out for plutonium. Iridium. Let's see if I can show this to you. Iridium is also one of those elements that I haven't exactly found to mine, but it is something that I have seen in trade. So when I'm talking to ship people, Vy'keen in particular, because I'm in their system, I will buy this if I see it. If I see iridium, I buy it. If I see Amigon, I buy it. If I find Callium, I buy it. If I find Radnox, I buy it. That's what's up. That's what I do. These neutrino modules, they come up fairly often for upgrades. I just kill Sentinels for those. Sentinels drop those. Fairly common, so if they don't drop them right away, they will. They will eventually drop. It's hard to mine when you got this rubbish in the way. Clear out some path, a little carbon path here. Get this shit out of here. Come on. I'm trying to mine. You're gonna have one of them sentinels come by. He's gonna be like, "Hey, what are you doing, man? Why are you fucking up my plants?" And I'm gonna be like, "Plants in my way, dude. This tree needs to go. Sentinel don't like it, he can fuck off. Or he can die. So I got a grenade for him." Yeah, I was a little upset with that homing upgrade. Really thought that would be a really cool addition to my my homing tool with the grenades, but it's just wasn't doing anything. Oh my god, he just got in the way. Believe that shit. This guy's an asshole. Those guys just get right in the path of your fire, right in the line of fire. Like, telling me you're a smart enough drone to know that shit is getting fucked up that you want to protect, but you can't opt out of the line of fire? You're essentially picking a fight. Oh yeah. Just mining that emerald, guys. Just mining the shit out of this emerald. Yeah, if you're watching this video and you've been playing No Man's Sky, I'd really be interested to hear how you've been playing the game. As I say, it is kind of individualized. You can do whatever the hell you want. You've been going on spelunking expeditions, looking for a particular resource, Is your section of space more rare in resources, or is it more scarce? Getting rid of that carbon. Fuck that carbon. I don't want carbon. I want emerald. Carbon's nice. For recharging, it's a fairly common resource, but plutonium is better. Because you're going to end up with, it's the same way with titanium for recharging my space shields versus iron. Say you're in a battle. You know, and your shields, your deflector shields are down. Now you had titanium and you had iron to recharge, because it takes oxides to recharge. If you used iron, it'd probably take up, you know, half, maybe more of your iron that you have on ship. Whereas if I have titanium, it's taking like 25% to fully charge. So it would take, say, 250 units of iron to fully charge up my shield again, versus, you know, 25. You know what I mean? That's just a rough example, but you know, that's not actually accurate. But the differential is. So it's something also to keep in mind. You know, why keep iron on hand in the ship when you can keep titanium? Titanium, 500 unit slot of titanium is worth 2 slots of 500 unit iron, easy. So, and I was at one point keeping 2 slots of titanium, but my battles have been minimal, and right now I found it more prudent, I guess is the word, to maintain my gold supply, because gold isn't rare anymore for me, but it is a bitch to mine, just like emerald's a bitch to mine. The grind. So I have gold if I need it. Gold is pretty handy for certain upgrades as well. It is also a very rich resource. I can sell this at 220 per unit versus the emerald, which is at 275, so it's not too far off. Next in line would be 165 per unit with aluminum, and then we have 137.5 per nickel. That's going rate. That's standard. So when you're in trade, if it's below that, don't make that trade. Find a different trade. Don't sell it for less than what it's worth, because you're going to find somebody that wants to buy it for what it is worth, or for more than what it's worth. Supply and demand, guys. Supply and demand. Now I need to charge up my weapon. Let's do that before I keep talking my brain away. There we go. We do need to find some plutonium. We're going to slow down our pace here so we can control our shooting a little bit. Definitely going to have to move on to at least one of those sources, I think. Down in the distance, which is fine. Like I said, this planet is rich in the emerald. It's rich. Pretty sure emerald is a made-up substance for the game. Not 100%. I don't know every element on the planet. That's for darn sure. On my real-life planet. Let's do a couple of these. I did put an upgrade on my gun that I thought would allow me to harvest more emerald per shot, and that was a focus upgrade. Didn't really seem like it was doing that, but it's possible it's doing it now. I'm not 100% on that, but that could be something that came with the update. Yeah, it's always hard to tell when they don't give you descriptions on what the updates are doing. That might be like a privacy thing, or I'm sure it says something in the forums. That's usually how it works. You know, there's going to be an area where people can report bugs, and then the team works on them. Come on. There we go. Remnants of a sentinel. Oh yeah, I carbon anyway. Let's see here. Oh, good. But we have iron in here. We don't need that. We don't want that. Yeah, we're loading up with emerald. Feeling good about that. Feeling darn good about that, guys. Gonna sell up. We're probably gonna make a fast million, maybe 1.5 million. And we're gonna do another mining excursion for sure. Once I reach that goal, that limit, I'm not sure if I'm going to broadcast the wait for the ship, or if I'm just gonna just do my thing and hope I find the ship. Once I find the ship, probably that's when I'll start my broadcast. Because with that, then I can show you the upgrade process, and that's a mission all in itself. Hoping I have enough resources to get the upgrades the way I want them. Hopefully I get a ship that already has a decent amount of upgrades. Just say no inventory slots. That is true, there are no inventory slots, but there is room to fill up my final emerald slot. We don't really need to dick around, simply because we have another resource section. Find it. Jesus balls. Jesus balls, Sam. We're going this way. I see something over there. This is the way to go. Maybe I should take my ship down, to be honest with you. It's going to be a long trek back up. But yeah, I still enjoy like the scenery of this planet. It's a great planet. It's my favorite planet. Yeah, we're gonna go down this way. And we're gonna go to the far one just because there's less foliage to deal with. And we don't need that much more anyway. Isn't it beautiful? But I do feel like I'm getting more emerald now. I'm not... It's hard to gauge it, you know. It really is hard to gauge it, but I feel like the rate that number is climbing is much faster than what it was. It wasn't the case when I first upgraded it, so I'm thinking that the update has made it more substantial. Which is good for us, because it's going to make our mining faster. We're going to acquire what we want, you know, much faster. So we can sell it much faster, so we can make that money much faster. We got to be close, guys. Right. Let's charge our life support.
Technology recharge.
Let's charge our laser gun.
Technology recharge.
Let's eat up a little more of this emerald. Shouldn't be long now. Go for the bigs. There it is, we're full. So now we're going to head our way to the trading outpost. We're going to do a couple things over there. One, we're going to check and make sure that they're selling, or they're buying. Just make sure that they're buying our shit. Is there any stuff around here I need before I go? Anyway, yeah, we're gonna make sure that they are buying my shit at an appropriate price. And we're gonna talk to a couple of those. What's this? Is there a monolith? Let's take advantage of this one too. I'm just wasting all kinds of fuel right now. Is that a monolith? It's something. Something like a monolith. Ashes of the Goanalutu Zodo? Yeah, that's exactly what that is. So I think this is just a collection source. You know, I don't have to choose anything. I think it just gives me shit. I acquire knowledge. It's like one of those Herc stories. Oh, it is a monolith, right? The great monolith spoke to Herc of the travelers. Their coming should not be met with fire. Their coming was but one dream in an infinite universe. Their reach would be that of the endless. When Herc asked of the sentinels, the great monolith said nothing. Herc was troubled by its silence. So yeah, these basically just give me knowledge. Maybe I learn words. You know, this isn't like, this is a monolith, but it's not like the other type. It's a different type of monolith. They have a couple different kinds. Alright, we need to stop going up and down. Let's go to our trade. Where's our trade? Mountain Folk trade should be right over here somewhere. This should be trade. That is not trade. Observatory. Transaction tower. Where the fuck is my trade, man? Ruin. Shelter. Ruin. Outpost. Crashed ship. Abandoned building. Well, I'm not entirely sure. I feel like maybe it doesn't want to show up anymore. If that's the case, we're just gonna go to the space station. I'm gonna dick around with it. I feel like we would have been going into space anyway, so let's go into space. And we can look back at the planet. So, I don't know, let's go out about 200, that's good. That should be good. Let's eat up some of this. We don't have any slots for Thamium 9? Are you serious? Plutonium really needs to...
Free stocks in ship inventory.
I need plutonium. Oh, it needs to be in the ship inventory? Come on, man. Whatever, I say. So, what are we looking at here? Building, observatory, trading post is right here. So it looks like once you go to a trading post in the red, it will become this shaded out trading post. So that's good. That means it'll stay on the planet, I'm assuming. Making our way there now. Yeah, because it's grayed out, so I must have already been here. It just makes it harder to find, that's all. I must have just been there. Maybe it's just, we're looking at it, must have been right on top of this shit. That's exactly what I was hoping for. As far as the gray, or there being a tag display in trading posts, because that's something you're gonna want to find often. And why erase the tag? Let's see what they're buying it for. Sell items. Emerald. They're selling it at 278.8 per piece. That's up 1.4 on the galactic average. And that is a good deal. So we're going to sell it.
Units received.
We're going to sell the Gragra. We're going to sell the neutrino modules.
Received.
And we're going to go into the Starship inventory. And we're going to sell that emerald as well. So every excursion is usually around $1 million. I'm looking at least 2 more. I'm actually looking at least 1, potentially 2 more excursions for Emerald to get to my 13 plus credit or unit, whatever you want to call it, goal. I'm going to call them credits because it's just easier for me, because they don't really have a defining word for piece of emerald or piece of gold. So I'm calling those units, and I'm calling my money credits. You don't like it, you can eat a bunch of eggs and choke on them, just like Cool Hand Luke. You know what I'm saying? Probably you don't. Probably not. There we go, we got a ship coming in. So let's see what this guy's got. Now, every once in a while, you're going to have ships that drop in. You want to see what they're trading. I do, anyway. Because they might have shit that I just can't get right now. And why not purchase it for later on? I have millions of dollars. I don't want your ship, buddy. I do want to buy some of your wares if you have anything good. Looks like he's got some Radnox, so we have to come over here, tell him we want to buy all 44 pieces of his Radnox, and that's going to be 16,000. Really, that is so fucking minuscule in the grand scheme of my operation. I'm going to buy that. The Iridium, you know I'm going to buy that. That's going 122, what, credits per whatever. Buy 50 of those. That's 6,000. Iridium might not be that rare of a resource, but it is right now. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's all he's got that's good, that I want to buy. Your situation may call for different things. You may want to approach differently. That's how I'm doing it right now, because that's stuff I don't see all the time. That's stuff I don't see on the regular. That may change later on, but right now I want that stuff in my inventory, because I don't want to need it and not have it. And there have been times or upgrades that suggest that I need it. I've already talked with this dude at one point. He don't really want to talk to me anymore. So, I mean, if you really need those kind of resources and you're on a harsh planet, you can stand right by this thing, and the harshness will go away. This little trading thing is protected all the way around it, so you can just sit right here and wait for ships to appear if you're in desperate need. You know, I feel like that thing just appeared; it didn't even land, which you know, seems like it can happen. I've seen ships glitch out and they're permanently fixed to the thing. I've seen that happen. I've also fallen through the landmass itself, the planet. If you fall through like a hole, it'll be like a hole on the land. You'll fall through and glitch through, and you'll see like up above where you should be walking, and then you actually land in an invisible lake, basically. And you can either drown or continue to fly around in the jet and never be able to get out of there, or you can reset your game and hope that you had a recent save. That's pretty much how that works. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna check out his wares. What do you have there, buddy? What are you selling? I think I'm gonna buy your platinum. Just cause. I'm also gonna work up your plutonium. Just because I need some. It's not too big of a deal. Atlas stone, I don't know what that's for. I don't need it for anything, you know, but if you need any of this stuff, you know, find it with these guys.
Item received.
Anyway, I'm not going to stick around for anything else here. You know, we're going to get back onto our excursion. But, I mean, I'm probably going to buy Radnox until I'm completely full on it. You know, when I have a full 250. If I have a larger ship, maybe I'll carry 500 on my ship, but I don't really see the need. If I can continue to do slots on my exosuit, I'll just keep 250. I don't really see it being requested too often. So why have anything more than 250 at this point? But having 250 makes me feel comfortable. Same with the Callium and the Amigan. So if I find this stuff, I will buy it up until 250. Same with the Iridium. The Iridium has actually a fairly desirable element as far as cooldown. So I'm probably going to want to keep 500 of this and carry it on my ship, on my new ship. And I'll keep it with my nickel, aluminum, and gold. I'm sure I can mine this at some point. A soft, white, and lustrous transition metal. So yeah, so that is definitely something I'm going to be able to mine at some point. Just not in this system. Other than that, I think we're doing pretty good. Charging up that thrusting shit. Let's see, do we have to do this as well? We do. I'm going to use the Thanium 9 on that. Oh, that's a gas hog. Okay. And, okay. Charge this up as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and mine for you guys. I'm going to get up to that 13 million mark. I'm going to try and find myself a ship, and we're going to start up a new broadcast. So with that, I am going to end this one. I think I've acquired or been able to tell you all the current information that has been updated in my current gameplay. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, please click that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. I try and put out content like this every week. And yeah, seems to have been a good one. I feel it. I feel it in my bones, you guys. But we're moving along. We're going to keep on trucking, and we're going to get that new ship. Hopefully today. Hopefully today. And when that happens, we're gonna start our broadcast. I don't know, what is it, 12 then? And we're going to upgrade it and carry on with our mission. We may go on another Emerald excursion just to acquire some, you know, get up in the million mark so we have some money to work with, and then we're going to get right back into the game. And that is how they say is that. In any case, I hope you guys had a great one. Good day, good night, whatever it is you're experiencing at the time of watching this video. I hope you have a good one, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.